Welcome to the EYFS Induction meeting, September 2020, with me, Mrs. Shaw. Welcome to reception. During this video, we will try to answer as many questions as we possibly can. If you do feel there are some further questions that you may have, please talk to your class teacher. Here you will find the names of all the staff that will be working with your child throughout the week. On a Thursday morning, the teachers will have their non-contact planning time, where the children will be led by the teaching assistants as well as Mrs. Whitehouse. Mrs. Whitehouse will work on a 2-week rota within each class to deliver French and outdoor learning opportunities. On a Tuesday morning, the Dolphins class only will be led by Miss Gabby and Mrs. Shepphard, where they will do some PE sessions whilst I have my morning leadership time. Over the next few slides, we'll take a look at a rough outline of the school day. Once your child has come onto the premises, we really encourage them to become independent. This means lining up, and we call that lovely lines, walking through schools with wonderful walking, and making sure that they look after their coats, their bags and their belongings. Your child will then sit down for registration, where they will practice their listening skills, responding, and we will take their lunch order. We will then have a short whole class phonics or math session where your child might learn some sounds or they might learn some numbers, and we use a multisensory approach to make it fun and exciting. That means songs, stories and lots of practice with objects which are thoroughly washed after use. Following the whole class carpet input, your child may be asked to work as part of a small adult-led focus group. In this group, they will usually participate in an activity linked to the learning from on the carpet. If your child is not working as part of a small group, they will be accessing the areas of the provision independently. This can be done either inside or outside. Once this session is over and everything is put back in its place, the children will prepare for snack time. This is a really important part of the day where the children can learn the importance of hand washing, staying healthy, good manners and social skills. They'll have a choice of a piece of fruit or vegetable and milk. After snack, there will be another short session before we prepare for lunch. Lunch is provided in the hall where the children will sit in classes with the rest of the year group bubble. Staff will serve the children their order and they will be encouraged to use good table manners and use a knife and fork correctly. After they've finished, the children will have playtime in their zone, which is the reception outdoor area. Lunchtime can be quite daunting to begin with as the children get used to the new routine. The children are registered again first thing in the afternoon. This will then be followed by a short whole class teaching session linked to our topic and other curriculum areas. Each day, groups of children from each class will have the opportunity to visit the outdoor classroom and participate in a funky fingers or a creative activity, where they can practice their fine motor skills in preparation for writing. Working as part of these small groups enables the children to socialise with others, build resilience, set challenges for themselves and develop concentration. Assemblies mostly take place in the classroom other than our special achievement assembly, which will happen as a year group in the hall on a Thursday morning. Children are noticed for following our school rules, working hard or going above and beyond. We will then finish the day with either a short carpet session or story. The children will then be encouraged to collect their belongings independently, wash their hands and line up in preparation for home time. The children will be learning and playing in the outdoor area in all weathers and it can get very, very muddy. We would really appreciate it if you could bring in a pair of named wellies at your earliest convenience. Having clothing clearly named really helps the children to respect their belongings and develop their independence. PE is a very important part of our week where the children not only learn how to develop their gross motor skills but how to get dressed and undressed. As you can imagine, this can be a challenge but is a key aspect of your child's development in reception. We will require your child's PE kit to be in school on a Monday and we will send it home for washing on a Friday due to the current COVID guidelines. Here is some further information regarding food and drink. Please ensure that if you are providing your child with their own packed lunch or snack, that it is nut-free, as there are children in school with severe nut allergies. Activities in the early years are carefully organised and planned in order to provide your child with a range of experiences. Our planning is based around the 7 areas of learning which you can see on this slide. We do use a topic-based approach, and this half term we will be learning all about me. You can find more information following the link below. We will also be recording your child's learning using the EvidenceMe app. More information will be discussed further on in this video. Throughout the year, the children will be walking towards the early learning goals. These are criteria that your child will be expected to meet by the end of the year. Of course, all children develop at different rates, and these objectives will be met in time. We value any support that you can give us. An email will be sent detailing the early learning goals and the end of year expectations, and we can find out more on the next slide. You will also receive feedback on the progress that your child has made towards achieving these goals at Parents' Evening and in a written report at the end of the year. Here is a brief outline of the end of year expectations. EvidenceMe is a new system that we use in school which allows you to share in your child's learning journey. It allows you to view any observations that we may make, including videos and photographs via an app or web suite, showing you what your child's been learning or a skill that they've been developing in our classrooms. You can add pictures and comments and feedback by simply adding them to our observations. This will also help staff to support your child even more effectively in our classrooms. We will also use this system for setting activities for children who may be at home. You will receive an email in the next few days from the email address listed below, asking that you could confirm to participate. So please make sure that you look out for this email. We really recommend that you get involved. It is optional, but it will really benefit you and your child and understand what is happening in the classroom. Every day your child will participate in a phonics session. We will introduce the children to some new sounds which we call phonemes, and we follow a special scheme called letters and sounds, and this introduces the skills that children need to read and write. We do occasionally send out homework that aid the children in recognising letters, saying the sounds softly and using correct letter formation and pencil grip. Please have a look at the YouTube video below. We do expect the children to read many different styles of print, and we do encourage children to use cursive handwriting. Although it can be tricky for young children to master, it does aid in spelling and the direction of letters, as all the letters begin in the same place and with a leading line. As your child learns to recognise these sounds, and we teach them to blend the sounds together. This enables them to read words, and we will then give them a reading book linked with their phonic knowledge. We aim to listen to your child read individually twice a week, Therefore, it's really important that your child's reading book and diary is in their book bag every day. Due to the current situation, we will be handing out new books every Monday, and they'll be collected back in on a Friday in order for the books to be quarantined and handed out to other children. Don't worry if your child ends up with the same book. This is to aid and develop fluency and understanding. You can find some further support on reading by following the link below. At Oatlands Infants, we use a maths mastery approach to teaching mathematics. This is where we encourage the children to have a depth of knowledge rather than moving on to the next skill quickly. For example, if we were learning about the number 2, we might not just look at the number 2, we might look at objects with 2 sides, 2 vertices. We might look at money, we might look at time as well. So it's learning about these concepts in lots and lots of different ways. Each week, when a new concept or a new number is introduced, we try and make it as fun and exciting as possible. Number blocks encourages the maths mastery approach and makes sure that it brings maths to life. So each number is linked to a character and a fun interactive story, and we'll focus on that in the classroom, and it's also good as you can focus on that at home as well. Each week, to work on number formation and recognition, we may send home an activity sheet. There are lots and lots of different ways that you can help support your child. You could help to develop their communication and language skills by playing games where your child has to listen and follow instructions such as Simon Says. Make sure you enjoy and take time to share books together. Learning to read can be quite laborious, so please make sure that you still enjoy books together. After you read a story, ask them questions, ask them about the characters, how they might be feeling, predict what might happen next, and all the other types of games that you can see on this slide to make it fun and exciting. Here are some further ideas that you could use to help to support your child. So ensuring that they can put their coats on independently, using a zip, buttons, can be very, very fiddly, getting dressed in and out of the morning, that will really help for PE and to help to develop their independence. Here at Oatlands Infants, we have an open door policy. Although that's really challenging at this time with social distancing, there are lots of ways that you can communicate with your class teacher or myself. You could have an informal distance discussion at the start of the end of the day. We are available via email through the admin team. We do put pictures and updates on our school website on our class pages. We will be setting up EvidenceMe, so look out for that email. We use message boards outside of school, and there's also the weekly and termly newsletter. We really hope that this presentation has been useful and has answered any questions that you may have. If you do have any further questions, please feel free to contact a member of staff. We hope that your child has a great experience and a great start to their education, and we're really looking forward to getting to know them even more over this next year.